Today we are back with another anti-haul slash trends and things that I will not be buying or wearing this season. I guess we're still kind of right in the thick of summer 2025, so these are kind of going to be specific to that. But these are just a list of things that I have noticed be very popular recently that I just don't think I'm going to participate in. This isn't because I think that they're ugly. I mean, some of them. I think they're ugly. But I am on a journey to try and consume less. I'm always trying to improve and be better, and so this is a list of things that I'm going to withhold from, and hopefully it'll inspire you to come up with your own list or just realize that trends are so fleeting. They're always coming and going, and I don't think there's anything wrong with participating in them. But if it's something you don't really see yourself wearing for at least a while, like the near future, then maybe it's something you might want to think twice about and pass on. Disclaimer! Quick disclaimer. If you have bought or if you wear or if you love any of these trends, that is absolutely okay. I think that's amazing actually. But these are just my personal opinions for what I will not be wearing on my body this year. Okay? I also feel like this is a perfect time to do this video because it is currently July when I'm filming this, and I am in the midst of a no-buy July. I've been trying to really limit what I'm bringing into my closet. As you saw in my closet clean out video, I have a bit of a problem. I really went overboard. What have I done? And don't worry, I will be filming like an entire video on my thoughts on No Buy July and what I refrained from buying and all that different kind of stuff. But in the meantime, I think this is a great practice to show you all the things that I'll be passing on this season. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into fashion trends for summer 2025 that I will not be buying or wearing, I think, unless I change my mind. We'll see. In no particular order, number one is gonna be bloomer shorts. Like bloomer shorts, those really kind of tiny, teeny tiny shorts are just not for me because I am a thick-thighed girly. I've seen a lot of the cute sets from like Peachy Den and other brands like that that are truly so precious, but I just can't picture myself walking around in that in my rural town in Arizona, like going to the grocery store. And there's nothing wrong with that if you live in a rural area, but imagine me with my cheeks hanging out at like Safeway. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't quite jive. But also, I am such a sensory girly when it comes to getting dressed. Like if I put something on and it doesn't feel right, I can't wear it. I can't move past it. It's just not something that I can mentally work through. And as you know, I am an anti-chafing stick hater. Like I just can't stand the feeling of oiliness in between my thighs. So these are gonna be a pass from me, even though I think they are so freaking cute. Like a little tiny ruffly bloomer short with a tall campus boot is very adorable, but it's just not something that's practical for me or that I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of. I have like a bloomer style short, but they're a little bit longer and I'll probably just stick with those. I got them from American Eagle probably this time last year, I want to say. So I guess it's not the trend itself, it's just sort of like the shape of it, and it's just an absolute nightmare for me. So as much as I do love it, there's no way. There's just simply no way. Next up we have Salomon sneakers. I've been seeing this a lot more recently on like Pinterest specifically, so I don't know if this is more of like a chronically online, cool TikTok girl kind of trend, or if it's something that's translating into real life. But I always knew Salomon's as like outdoorsy kind of sneakers, like they're for utility, you know what I mean? And much less for fashion, but I've seen them a lot recently and I think they're cute, by the way, like styled in the right way. I've seen them with like a cute little kind of like jersey style tee and a tiered maxi skirt. I've seen them with like denim shorts, lots of cute stuff, but I would look so silly. Could you imagine me in a pair of Salomons? Like it's not my vibe. Also, from what I understand, they're very expensive. Am I mistaken? I haven't even looked. I mean, yeah, they can go upwards of like $140 to $180, $90, so pretty pricey. I'm not saying I haven't paid that for a pair of sneakers before, but for something that's kind of meant for like trail running, hiking, I don't know. It's just, for me, it doesn't translate into what my style is, and I think it's great to see people getting creative with their footwear. I think like there was kind of a similar response to when Sambas became popular. People were like, these are soccer shoes, you look ridiculous, and now they're like probably one of the most popular sneakers on the market at the moment. So I don't know if that's what's gonna happen with Salomon's, but like I'm not opposed to an ugly shoe, and they are ugly. let's get that out of the way. They're ugly, but like they're kind of cute. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely wear whatever you want to wear. Wear what is sort of more aligned with what your style is. If you are an outdoorsy girly or person and you enjoy wearing Salomons, go for it. But as far as like wearing them in a cool girl fashion kind of way, I think that's just a little bit too chronically online for me. It's a little bit too Pinterest. I'm sorry if you love them. I so support you, but it's just not something I'm gonna wear. The next trend is something that I'm a little bit scared to talk about. So is this a safe space? Because I'm not gonna be buying a labubu. I'm sorry. I want to say that labubus are very popular, but also hating labubus has become equally, if not more popular. So I'm not here to like yuck anyone's yum. I'm not here to kink shame. I'm not here to tell you what you can spend your money on and what you can't. This is speaking for me personally. As a 37-year-old woman, I do not have the desire to purchase a little gremlin toy and put it on the side of my bag. Now, do I like the bag charms idea? Yes, I think it's very cute. I think maybe just more specifically like the labubu itself and how expensive it is, how difficult it is to get, all of that kind of stuff is what I'm gonna be avoiding. I remember seeing an Instagram reel where somebody went to the Century City Mall in LA and there was some sort of like restock of the labubus or something like that at Pop Mart, and there was a line of people like basically all around the mall, and it was still dark outside. They were all lined up and they were physically fighting so much that they canceled the event and like made everyone go home. The police had to come. I don't know. To me, it's giving Tickle Me Elmo. It's giving people getting trampled on Black Friday. It's just not my vibe at all. I do think they're cute. Like they're cute and they're ugly. Do you know what I mean? Kind of similar to the sneakers, like I said before. I think that there is nothing wrong with collecting things and reconnecting with your childhood passions and finding joy in little things in life, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think recently with these sort of like blind bags and boxes we've been doing and all of that kind of trending at the moment just feels like a waste. For example, there were these little things called Disney, oh my god, what were they called? Munchlings? Yes, they were called Munchlings, and my niece and I were collecting them last summer. I currently have a little dish full of probably 100 of these little Munchlings, and we don't even look at them, we don't use them, and that's my bad, okay? I didn't know how to say no to a 7-year-old at the time, okay? That's a whole other thing. Are these still gonna be popular in a couple of years? Is this gonna become another Beanie Babies thing? Are we going to have collections of labubus that are just sitting, rotting up in our attics someday? Do you know what I mean? Seriously, spend your money however you want. I have no issue with bag charms or little stuffed animal toys, collecting them, anything like that, but just for me personally, I will not be going down that rabbit hole because it scares me. The next trend is something that, again, kind of is a little bit more popular with like the Pinterest fashionista or like the TikTok cool girl, but the baseball cap with the bandana tied over it is just, I would look so silly, let's be honest. I think this was originally posted by Hailey Bieber. She wore this in like a photo on Instagram, or maybe when she wore it to Coachella last year or something like that, and that's where I saw it start. And I have seen a lot of it more recently, especially on Instagram, but I just think I would look ridiculous. That's really all it is. There is nothing wrong with it at all whatsoever. I think the people who do wear it look very chic. It kind of has this, yeah, like sophisticated sort of look to it, but I'm gonna be honest, it's not my favorite. I'm trying to be nice here. I just don't really like it. And who knows, I've never tried it, so maybe that's something that I may change my mind on someday. That's the other thing, I reserve the right to change my mind about any of these, but currently in this moment, I'm not changing my mind on that. While we're in the same vein of the bandana, handkerchief, whatever you want to call it, trend, I've also seen a lot of resurgence of the bandana top. There's been a lot of like these kind of cute little silk scarves being made into tops, and I think that's all fine and great. It's really just the bra thing for me. I just can't have zero support happening under here because I sweat and it bothers me. And so it's like, sure, you could wear sticky boobs, but then it's like your whole back is out. I don't know, just to me, it's not my favorite for, I guess, practical reasons, but I do think it's very cute. I've actually even worn this trend myself a couple of times, like a few years ago, but it's just not something that I can wear long term because I'm always going to be paranoid that it's going to come untied or that something's going to happen, and I feel like it's just a little bit too bare for me. I've also seen it more recently as like kind of a belt thing, which let me tell you, I've done the whole silk scarf as a belt thing. I did that in high school. It wasn't cute when I did it, but I did do it. And just something that, again, I won't be wearing because I don't see it lasting a very long time, and there's nothing wrong with wearing micro trends. I feel like we've really demonized micro trends in a lot of ways, especially women who wear micro trends. Like, it's a way to be like, look, they're bad, they're participating in this thing, and like kind of just another way to shame women low-key, but that's another conversation. But yeah, it's just not something that I see myself wearing for a long time, and I've always like thrifted these really cool bandana, scarf, handkerchiefs at estate sales and at the thrift store, and I literally never wear them. I never wear them. They just sit in my closet, and it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that, but oh my god, I'll stop talking about bandanas now. I promise, I'm done. The next trend I've seen popping up a lot more recently is the pixie/bixie cut. I think a bixie is like a hybrid word for bob/pixie, like it's not quite one or the other, it's sort of a hybrid of both. For the record, I think these are really cute. My mom was a pixie girl in the 90s, like she was always listening to Sarah McLachlan and had her little short haircut, and I loved that for her. I thought it was really cute in the 90s. I saw it kind of really popular then, like maybe late 90s, I guess, and now it's kind of coming back around, and I think it looks bomb on the people who wear it, like so cute. I just know, for me personally, I had a mental breakdown when I cut my hair this short. Like, it was exactly what I asked for, by the way. It wasn't my hairstylist's fault. I literally showed her pictures of this exact haircut, and then for whatever reason, even though I'd already cut a bob, when I cut it shorter, I was like, oh no, and I love it now, it's fine. I just don't see myself with that haircut just because I know I would regret it, and then panic would ensue. I would have really bad extensions. It just wouldn't be cute. And also, I just don't think I can pull it off. Let's be honest. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty of it all. I just don't think I can pull it off. So if you are rocking a bixie or a pixie, I think you look so cool. Like, there really is something so edgy about that hairstyle, but it's not for me. It's just not for me. I don't love it on myself. So the next trend is a shoe trend, and actually it's funny because I've gotten sent this exact trend from you guys on Instagram quite a few times as soon as these were released, and that is the Mary Jane Sambas. I personally love this trend, okay? This is not me not partaking in it because I don't like it. It's I love it, but I just know I won't wear it enough. And these are such a cute little hybrid combo of a Mary Jane flat and a sneaker. They look very comfortable, by the way. So much easier because you can literally just throw the strap over the top instead of putting them on and tying them. It's a little more summer appropriate, I guess. Am I convincing myself to buy these? No, but seriously, I do think they're really cute, especially the red ones. Like, oh my gosh, they're so adorable. But it's like I already have 2 pairs of Sambas, 3 actually, because I have like a limited edition leopard pair. So, you know, do I need to add a 4th? No. That's not realistic. I have been on the market for a red sneaker. I've actually seen a couple that I like, but again, I'm not buying anything this month, so we'll wait on that and see how I feel about it. We'll let it cook for a little bit. So for those reasons, I don't think I can do it. I just feel like it's something that even though I would wear it right now, I probably would only wear it for like a couple of months and then never wear it again. So I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to avoid that. I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong, but I'm working on it, so that's why I won't be buying these, even though the desire is there. The next trend is like a print that I've seen everywhere more recently that I do think is very cute, by the way. It's not because I don't like it, it's just because I feel like we've done it enough. Does that make sense? And that is the Italian summer tomato sardines farmer's market type of print. I think a couple of years ago, like a few years ago, it was like the fruit thing, which I love, I still wear. And then maybe like last summer or the summer before that, it shifted to kind of the more vegetables, tomatoes, sardines, wine glasses, olives, that kind of thing. Again, to reiterate, I like it. I think it's adorable. I think it's just we've done it too much or something like that. And I don't know if that means that I'm actively participating and being like, okay, we need something else, like we need to turn over these trends kind of thing. I think maybe I'm just over it. So I won't be personally buying any more of this, even though I do own this. One of my favorite Lisa Says Ga bathing suits, it's like a little one piece that's black and it has that exact print on it. I'm gonna wear that for years. Keep that in mind. It's just that I don't want to buy any new stuff with that. Nothing wrong with it, but just not something I'm gonna be buying. Next up is a makeup trend. I've seen people talk about this on Instagram. Again, I'm not on TikTok, so I'm sure they're talking about it over there as well. They were probably talking about it a year ago because that's how Instagram Reels works. You hear about something many months after it happens. And I've seen this trend recently called astrology makeup, which I think is doing your makeup based around your zodiac sign. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's really fun and adorable. I just wear the same makeup every day. I'm a millennial, I'm stuck in my ways, whatever you want to call it, but I still wear a cat eye. I don't even know, I think that's like not as cool anymore. I can't remember. I don't care, wear your makeup however you want, but I just don't think I will be participating in these because I have like the same makeup products, and so I feel like I would have to buy more makeup products for that, and it would just be like, you know, eyeshadow and little things that I probably don't wear on a regular basis. So like, what's the point of buying all that stuff just for like a specific makeup trend? Does that make sense? That's kind of where I'm going with it. I am not shaming the zodiac makeup or the astrology makeup. I think that's really cute. I just won't be buying or wearing it. And I think it's cool that there are so many different creative trends for makeup, because I feel like back when I was like in my 20s or even in my late teens, like there wasn't that much experimentation with makeup apart from wearing like blue eyeshadow and then an occasional glitter lid moment. But other than that, like it's really changed a lot over the years. So I think that's cool. But yeah, just not for me. Next up is another trend that I really like. Like I actually really like it, but I've tried to buy things like this in the past and I've just never gotten wear out of them. And that is neckties. I think, like, first of all, okay, let me tell you, I'm a millennial who grew up in the thick of the Avril Lavigne era, okay? I remember when she was brand new on the scene and I was like, this is the coolest outfit I've ever seen in my life.
I like to rock out. I like to throw shit around.
I love it. I love the menswear, seeing people wearing men's suits, all of that kind of stuff. I just mean for like me personally purchasing a necktie to wear. I don't have anything in my closet that I feel like would look cute with it. I mean, maybe if I wore it with like a little black skirt and like a button-up shirt or something, but I don't even have button-ups that much anymore because it's not really my vibe. So I will be admiring it from afar, but I will not be purchasing or wearing it, because although I do really like it, I think especially with the little like charms people have been doing, like they've been putting brooches on the ties and little earrings and stuff like that. I think that's so cool, but it's just not for me. Next up is one that I've seen really honestly everywhere recently, and that is like a straw cowboy hat. I think it looks so cute on so many girlies. I really do like it. I just know for me, I would look ridiculous. Like Mary-Kate and Ashley and How the West Was Fun, and not that there's anything wrong with that, okay? But it's just not the aesthetic that I'm going for, and I don't know if it's the Arizona and Tennessee in me that's just like, no! No! And so for the straw hat, for me, I'm gonna stick with this little like lack of color kind of straw bucket hat that I have, and then I also recently thrifted a straw bucket hat, and it's just much more my style, while kind of giving the same vibe, but not like the exact same vibe, you know? So I'll be curious to see where it goes in the future, but yeah, I won't be buying one. Next up is a trend that I've seen everywhere on everything. It's not just like clothing, it's also jewelry, it's also accessories, it's also bag charms, it's everywhere, and it's shells, seashells. I'm seeing them on t-shirts, on bag charms, on necklaces, on earrings, on rings, like truly everywhere. And some of them look like actual seashells themselves, and then other things are kind of more like a clamshell or, you know, tons of different things. It feels like the kind of next popular thing that we're putting on everything. It was bows before that. It was, you know, like the tomato thing before that. It was cherries, it was strawberries. We've had our time with a lot of this stuff, but that's kind of the reason I'm not going to be wearing it, just because I know that it's going to be out in like a little while anyways, and it doesn't seem like something that's going to last a long time in the trend cycle. It's not something that's going to keep my interest for a long time, but I do like a lot of what I'm seeing. It is cute. And then again, kind of in the same vein, like starfish starfish. I've seen a lot of starfish heavy jewelry specifically. Starfish earrings, starfish necklaces, very kind of big statement pieces that look like actual starfish. I think, aren't they actually called sea stars now? I can't remember, but we're calling them starfish for the sake of this. I feel like Love Island, especially UK, the girlies are into their starfish. They are wearing starfish necklaces and earrings every single night. So it's definitely super popular at the moment, but to me it just gives Aquamarine the movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not, I guess, the look that I'd particularly be going for. And again, not something that if I bought it, I would wear for many, many more years to come. Even though I was Ariel's #1 fan from The Little Mermaid back in my youth, it's just not something that I'm probably gonna repeat, and that's okay. Okay, this is the last accessory, but big statement earrings are back. They are so back, and I can't tell how I feel about them. I don't know if it's partly because of like the bob that I've got going on, or if it's because I'm just such a hoops girl, if it's, you know, a combination of a lot of different things, but I've seen so many statement earrings, like big ol' honkin' statement earrings. We're talking like oval shaped earrings, flowers, starfish like I mentioned before, tons of really, really big statement earrings. And I think for me, really the only thing is, like I mentioned, kind of like the shorter hair, but also just because I feel like they'd be heavy on my ears. I'm sure they're not, but if they are, like, I don't know. I just can't handle anything that's uncomfortable. So sue me. I do think that if you were wearing like a really simple, say like a little black dress or something, and you had your hair slicked back, a statement earring is so cute. Like, I love that. And I like that we're having fun with jewelry again. So don't take any of this with any more than a grain of salt. It's just that, yeah, I don't see it for me personally, but I do like it. I think it's very chic looking. I think I just like did the costume jewelry thing already, maybe, you know, oh God, honestly, almost like 20 years ago. So I think I'm just keeping it simple. I'm in much more of a keep it simple kind of mood, but honestly, this is probably the one thing that could change the most out of this video. But at the time of filming it, I just don't see it in the cards for me, but you never know. This next trend is actually something that I've just learned about in doing research for this video, but people are wearing prize ribbons as accessories recently, which as a former horse girl, exciting, but just not something that I probably wear on my clothing. I don't know how I would personally style that into my everyday wardrobe because it's just not, I don't think it would go with anything that I wear. But I think maybe on like a bag or something that might be cute, like as a little charm. I've seen the prices that some of these are going for as well, and it's crazy because a lot of people want to find like vintage ones and everything like that, and I think that's great. I love seeing originality in fashion. I love seeing people trying new things, but this is just the one where I'm like, really? What are we doing? No shade, literally no shade. I want women to wear whatever they want. Yes, women, wear truly whatever tickles your pickle, but just, it's not tickling mine. You know? Okay, anyways. And last but not least, for an aesthetic, which are still very alive and well at the moment, I think like we had a real heavy aesthetics thing going for a bit, but now it's kind of cooled down, but they're still there. And that is the Euro summer aesthetic, like the Euro girl summer aesthetic. It's like the girlies, it's mainly kind of like Instagram fashion influencers who go to Europe and they take all of this gorgeous, stunning content in Europe, but it's just very much like a specific type of look. And I think they're beautiful. I think they can take an absolutely stunning photo. I feel 97 years old saying that, but it's just, yeah, not for me, not my vibe. I think it also kind of gives off this air of like something else. I think there's like a whole layered conversation to be had with that, and just around aesthetics in general. That kind of like very specific vibe that it's giving off. You know, a few years ago we had the mob wife, then we had the old money, and then we had the quiet luxury, and this kind of feels like another one of those, but also it's just close. Literally, who cares? But at the same time, yeah, it's just not for me. I don't know how to nicely say things, if you couldn't tell, like without constantly questioning if what I'm saying is actually mean. Anyway, I won't be wearing Euro summer aesthetic because I live in Arizona and the climate is the ninth circle of hell. So there we have it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. If you have any trends that you won't be buying or wearing or anything you want to add to this Auntie haul, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all of my love and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!